dark side.
2, 1, 0.
Hey, I'm Bob, this is Let's Get Retro. Okay, in lieu of having no content for you this week, it's been a really busy week, and I've got a kind of busy enough one next week, so I will hope I've got something I'll announce at the end of this, my next project-y thing I'm doing, but yeah, look, I thought I'd do a guest video, because everyone does, oh, here's my guests. You know, I don't actually get to you know, pick up much retro stuff these days, so this is just the last month or so stuff I picked up. This is very little interest to anyone, but I'll just stick it up here anyway for a laugh. Actually, there is one interesting thing I got, so I'll leave that till the end, alright? So skip to the end, you know. Okay, a couple of things. Firstly, I got picked up one of these. I never had one for the collection. I've got I've got this bad boy now. I have I can't think of the bloody name, but the smaller Game Boy that runs off AAA batteries. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the original Taco style one, the Game Boy Advance SP. I've got most of them up to the DS. I don't have a 3DS yet. I kind of don't want to. Well, I'll pick one up when they're cheap. But it was I did a trade with a lovely guy that I know. For a couple of bits and bobs. I can't remember what I gave him now, but it was I got a good deal anyway. And I picked this guy up. There's a little bit of damage to the screen. I had to reconnect the speakers and kind of just massage the screen a bit to get it working, but it's good. Also, as part of that deal, just for free, just because he was going, look, I have these, I don't want them. Do you want them? I know it's, you know, no one likes sports titles, but hockey. It's NHL. It's NHLPA. NHLPA, not Hockey 93, but it's a sports title, you know. And the ubiquitous FIFA. It's good for checking if your Super Nintendo works. And I don't know. It's the original FIFA. Oh, this is FIFA 96. As good as the original FIFA was, you know, was good, but this is the later ones. But yeah, I might need a case for something at some point. So there's that. Anyway, other things. Oh yeah, I was doing a couple of trades and deals and what have you, and I ended up, the guy I was trading with said, listen, you know, I've got just a Nintendo game if you want to do a trade for something for it. So I picked up this. Now again, I'm not using one for sports titles, but this is, it's decent enough. I think it ties into the River City Ransom games. It doesn't say it on this, but it's a Tecmo's game as far as I know, and the sprites of it, the football players, look really like River City Ransom characters, and I think in one of the regions it ties into it. It's in some shape or fashion, but what else have I got? Oh yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, so anyway, other things. I mentioned them before, but I can't give enough plugs to the place. In Dublin, where I live, there's an area called Thomas Street. And Thomas Street, there's an arcade. Sorry, it's not a video arcade, it's a shopping arcade. And it's all sort of cool stuff there and weird stuff and that, and, you know, little... it's not quite stalls, but kind of in between being shops and stalls kind of thing. It's all kind of very laid back. It's not laid back, it actually only opens as far as I know Thursday to Sunday. But it's Ferocious Mingle or something's the name. But anyway, look, go to Thomas Street, you'll see a kind of a couple of charity shops. You'll see a suit hire place just beside, you can't miss it. Anyway, inside there is a shop called Retropolis, and I'll see if I can stick a link to their little ad. Oh, it was my phone. Guy that runs it, Doug, as far as I know his name, is a lovely guy, knows his stuff. I mean, I was talking to the guy for ages just about just random gaming stuff. Like, he's just a font of knowledge, really knows his stuff. Anyway, when I was there, I was trying to pick up a couple of games, because, like I said, it's I don't get to buy them much anymore. I got, no, wrong way around. This, it's like Pac-Man, but younger. Junior Pac-Man. I have to actually try this. I bought it, I haven't tried it yet. When I bought it, I was going, oh my god, this is ultra rare. It's not rare at all, no. Also picked up, because I love me a bit of Sega Master System, Echo the Dolphin. Tuna friendly. No, dolphin friendly. Don't know why I'm showing you. I mean, you know, Master System cartridges all tend to look the same, unless they're US Gold ones with the little logos and whatnot. And I'm just around. Oh, hang on, what's this? Oh! There you go. I don't even need to finish the game. Look, someone's put codes in. There you go. I'll have to get them to game FAQs now. Oh, there's more here. I love that. I love the fact that, you know, someone wrote this like 20 years ago, and, you know, is there a name on it? No, City of Forever. Vortex. Anyway, it's pretty. There's a name on it. I would say the name. For someone who wrote it 20 years ago would have the name in a YouTube video they're never gonna watch. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling there because I hadn't spotted that till now. Yeah. Anyway, Echo. Kind of lovely, non-violent, swimmy, porpoise, tuna, dolphin game. Anyway, yeah. So, lastly, second last. Sorry. Where's it gone now? God, level of professionalism is terrible. I know this is kind of really common, but I didn't have a copy of it, and I always wanted to try and pick one up. And sound guy I know, really sound guy, was doing a trade for a couple of things. He was actually selling off a Nintendo with a few things, and I was saying, you know, listen, this game is part of his package, and I said, listen, will you do it separately, and you know, I'll trade you something for it. So did a couple of trades for a few bits and bobs. But I have played this an awful lot on one of the Family clones that has the pirated games on it. I showed it in one of my earlier videos. It's one of the ones that looks like a Famicom, and has like 100 games. And has like the best version of Arkanoid ever. It's not Arkanoid. Tetris. It has a decent version of Arkanoid as well, actually. But it has the Tengen version of Tetris built in. But anyway, I'm really rambling now. Excitebike is one of the games that's on it, but it's a cut down version. It doesn't have the editor, so you can't make your own tracks. So at least this does. This is, you know, it tends to be, whenever you're going to buy this on eBay or whatever, it tends to be, people tend to pay stupid prices for it, considering how not rare it is, how common it is. And it's down to people thinking, oh my god, it's one of those Nintendo games where they've got a Famicom adapter built in, because early versions of this in the States, and I think maybe the UK, I'm not certain, but early versions in the States, they just got the Famicom version of the game, stuck an adapter in, put it into the cartridge, and sold it as a regular game. And you know, because there's 5, there'll be another 2, what's it called, screws there. There's 5 screws on it. I think they don't even use those crazy tri-wing, whatever they are, security screws. They're just regular Phillips ones. But anyway, people tend to buy this thinking, oh, it's going to have an adapter in it, and I'm buying it for the adapter, and most of them don't. So, there you go. Lastly, now, I still have to test this properly and explain that in a second. I picked up this Super 8. Put the NES back in your SNES. Or your SNES, or your Super NES. The gist of this is, I love the fact that the Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're in the States, the Mega Drive has this thing, the Power Base adapter, or Master System adapter, I forget which is States, which is the regular one. But basically there's an adapter in it, you put this big chunky, actually do I have it there? Get in. Sorry, folks. It's one of these, right? I never thought to actually unplug it to show you. Yeah, basically, this thing sits on top of the Mega Drive and lets you play Master System games. Because of the architecture of the Mega Drive, it can handle Master System games. It's really backwards compatible, and all that really does, for the most part, is provide a pass through. And it gives you a few extra things like a pause button, which the Mega Drive doesn't have, and yeah, and it also takes the cards. There's a later version that is literally just a pass through. Sorry, it's pass through with the button on it, so you can pause, but otherwise it does nothing else. It looks just literally like a little cheapo adapter. Anyway, the Super Nintendo doesn't have that backwards compatibility, but one of these, what this does is, yeah, hold. Super Nintendo game goes there. Is that right? Yeah, Super Nintendo game goes. Sorry, Super Nintendo game goes there. Famicom game goes here. Or, if you're in NES land, NES game goes in the other slot. So basically you can flip one or the other. This connects into the video port, on the AV port on the Super Nintendo. And in turn there's a little socket for and you can't see there. There's a little socket for an AV cable here. So what actually happens is, this is actually a Famicom. This is the same as those kind of cheapo Famiclones you see that are, you know, shaped like an N64 controller. They're shaped like an Amiga 32, or, you know, like if you've got the older style ones, the really cool kind of Famicom looking ones. This is exactly like that, but the only difference is it has pass-throughs to grab the inputs from the Super Nintendo's joystick ports, and obviously then it outputs. It does some crazy pass-throughing stuff, and it outputs to the. Yeah, basically it doesn't even go through Super Nintendo for the output. It's outputting from this, and what it does is you can leave it in. But your regular Super Nintendo, you can just leave it in there all the time. And if you've got a Japanese or a UK Super Nintendo, it completely is flush and looks perfect. If you have a US one, it looks a bit weird. You need a couple of little pads and things underneath it to keep it steady. But you basically leave it in all the time, and you basically just stick a Super Nintendo game in there if you want, a Famicom game or an NES game. You get a menu when you're starting off, and you can pick which one you want to play. Now, I show you it working, but the problem is it's not working for me. Now, as far as I know, either one or two things has happened. Either one, I've been really unlucky, and the guy that I got it from, he only used it a couple of times, and it was working for him. So I think what's happening is my Super Nintendo is actually using an NES power supply, because in the UK, the version of the Super Nintendo we have and the version of the NES we have, the power adapters are completely the same. Well, almost totally the same. They basically, the only difference is that the Super Nintendo has a slightly higher ampage, right? So it can give a little bit of extra power, but the voltage is the same, everything else is the same, ports the same, polarity is the same, everything else is the same, but the Super Nintendo has a little tiny extra bit of welly. Now, you generally don't even need it. Like, I'm running mine, as I said, off an NES power supply. So the only thing I can think of is that this needs a little bit of extra welly to run properly. And I don't know the right supply, so it doesn't have enough ampage. So I'm going to try and get hold of a Super Nintendo one to test it. I actually gave my one away by mistake. I thought it was I basically got the power supplies mixed up, was grabbing one in a hurry and grabbed the wrong one when I was giving someone an NES power supply, and I get the Super Nintendo power supply. So I'm going to test it. If it's working, I'm going to do a nice little video to show you. So I think that's it. Either that or I'm really unlucky and it's broken. But I hopefully, fingers crossed, it's just a power supply issue. So there you go. Two things for you. Firstly, if everything I'm looking to do goes to plan, I'll be one more of these super guest videos, because I don't do enough of them, you know. I'm gonna hopefully picking up something really, really cool. And then at the weekend, if you don't hear about this again, then I obviously didn't get it. And the other thing is, starting probably from next week, or maybe a little bit after that, but hopefully next week, I'm doing one of my Let's Compare marathons again, and I'm going with Gauntlet 2. I had a blast doing Gauntlet, so I'm going to look at every port of Gauntlet 2, and I'm going to stick them up, hopefully starting maybe next week, and then God knows where we go from there. But anyway, listen guys, I know this has been a really long video, but thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.